What's up, everybody? James Duggan with Josh Norum talking about CES 2017, more specifically laptops and desktops and the disparity between the GPU, mobile GPU of a laptop versus the desktop version GPU. Can you explain the difference between if I have a laptop that has a 970 in it, and then I have a desktop? Those aren't the same cards.
Yeah, so for a long time now, there's been kind of this weird differentiation between mobile GPUs and desktop GPUs, where in the past, Nvidia and also AMD, they would just sort of add a little M to the name of the GPU, making people think that, oh, it's the same thing as in the desktop. It's just a little smaller, or it's different somehow, or now it's in my laptop. But in the past, the mobile versions and the desktop versions of these GPUs were like wildly different. You're talking about like 30% difference in performance, at least. So they weren't even really the same chip sometimes. So it was kind of misleading almost. And then things have changed.
Sure.
So right now, much to everyone's surprise, when Nvidia announced its Pascal GPUs for the desktop, 1080, 1070, 1060, obviously desktop. And then they convened everyone like 6 months later, and they were like, all right, here's our new mobile versions, and they are called 1080, 1070, 1060. So it was like, well, wait, are these M?
Right.
And they said no M at all. And the big difference is that Nvidia made a huge efficiency jump this round with their Pascal cards. So they went from a 28 nanometer process all the way down to 16 nanometers. So it was a massive, massive leap. And one of the big benefits of that was that they were able to make them super, super efficient. So that's perfect for mobile.
Let's talk about specifically the 1050 and 1050 Ti laptops that were just announced by Nvidia. Where do those fall in terms of performance based upon what's out there right now for a performance gaming laptop?
Right, so Nvidia just announced the basically bottom line of their Pascal GPUs for both desktop and for mobile. So they already announced the desktop version a couple months ago. Now today they followed up with the mobile version, and essentially they're the bottom. So they're not it goes 1080, 1070, 1060, 1050 Ti, and then at the bottom is 1050. But Pascal is powerful enough that the 1050 is still good for 1080 gaming. I think the way it's marketed is basically if you're playing esports or something that just doesn't require a massive amount of power, the 1050 is still a really good discrete card for 1080 gaming. So it's 1080 gaming for the 1050. 1050 Ti is more like it's still 1080, but details cranked all the way up. You can hit 60 FPS pretty much, which is pretty remarkable because these are pretty affordable laptops, and they're also pretty thin too.
So it's a pretty sizable jump. What are we talking about in terms of prices?
Well, I know that Nvidia said that the laptops that they're announcing with the 1050 cards start at $700, and I think they're going to be down in like 17 millimeter thick chassis. So you could theoretically have pretty thin, pretty light, and pretty affordable laptop that can actually play games at 60 frames a second, 1080p, which is like that's never possible before.
Sure, and you can actually carry it places and not, you can maybe put it on your lap, I don't know. But in any case, that was a little bit of a conversation about CES 2017 and the 1050 and 1050 Ti NVIDIA laptops. And for all things CES in the coming week, stick right here on IGN.